Welcome back, everybody, to Commercial Property Club podcast. I'm your host, Ola Ibiwoye, and today we're going to be diving into crucial topic for today. We're on pod chapter content of 31 years, episode 31, I would say, and the topic I'll be talking about today greatly is in the aspect of zoning regulations in the state of Texas, a wonderful market that we've been talking about the last few episodes. It's just a profound market that is blooming in the apartment sector. For investors that are interested in the Texas market, the axis of Dallas-Fort Worth, the axis of San Antonio, the axis of Austin, as well as Houston, this is the podcast show you want to stay tuned and you want to listen to. I will be right back and we'll start the show. Thank you for joining me back once again here on Commercial Property Club podcast. Today's topic would be diving into is understanding the impact of zoning and regulations of Texas apartment market. Just like you've tuned in the last few episodes, I've been strictly focusing on the Texas market actually, and today wouldn't be any different from what I'm going to be doing, talking about. In today's market, we're going to dive into crucial topics for apartment investors, the aspect of zoning and regulations. These are factors that can have an impact, major impact on your investment success. So you want to just stay tuned and listen to the whole entire episode for today, especially for those of you that are profusely investing in the Texas market, or those who are anticipating coming into the Texas market. This will be a ton of information for you. The Texas market is actually rapidly evolving in the apartment sector of things when it comes to income producing properties. Just like we always give a ton of information for high network individuals, as well as doctors, pharmacists, nurses, and dentists. All of our networks out there, we give valuable information because we believe informed investing is the thing that changes the game for you. You're more likely to invest in things that you understand, tangible assets like apartments, and Commercial Property Club podcast brings you to that limelight, brings you that ton of information. So today, like I said, we're focusing on the Texas market, the impact of zoning. What does it mean? So understanding what zoning and the regulations of this aspect on the Texas apartment market, that's what we'll be focusing on today. Now, the basics of zoning and its impact on apartment development, let's start with that. Let's start with the zoning laws governing how land can be used. We all know that, zoning of land also would stipulate how land can be used and the types of structures that can be built. These laws vary in cities, varies in neighborhoods, and even also too from block to block sometimes in the state of Texas, which is an emerging market. Zoning regulations play a significant role in shaping the growth of apartment communities. When you look at the decisive way in which the city meet and zone parcels of land, parcels of region, it really does have impact in your investing forecast, either in the present or going into the future. Now, let's take, for instance, cities like Austin. Like I said, Austin, San Antonio, let's take those two cities, for example, where there is significant demand for multifamily housing. Zoning restrictions can delay or even prevent the development of new apartments. For example, the last number of years, the restrictions has been quite enormous when it comes to the city of Austin. Areas that are zoned for commercial or residential aspect of them maybe something that would impact your investing. Commercial as well as all residential use may face strict limit based on density, heights, or land use. Now, so as an investor, how do you understand the local zoning law? You just have to dive into it and know the precise of the zoning law. That's what you want to do. You want to understand the essentials of the zoning law as regards to the region that you'll be investing in the state of Texas. Whether you're building from the scratch or even purchasing an existing income-producing property, zoning would affect everything from construction to timelines of financial feasibilities of your projects. Now, you want to do some key takeaways also to when it comes to zoning. Zoning law can affect the types and the sizes of your apartment buildings that you want to develop very much well. I can tell you that right now. So you have to research zoning regulations, and also crucially, before you purchase perhaps the land, or before you embark on your development in whatever kind of property size, or maybe the garden size or the high rise, and that's what you want to do. Make sure you are abreast of the latest zoning laws in that particular area that you've chosen or that you're anticipating buying into. Now, what else can we discuss in this aspect? Let's look at the role of local regulations and also to some incentives that comes with regulations in the local municipal. Zoning laws are just one part of the regulation of regulatory landscaping, actually. Local governments in Texas that stipulate these laws. We already know that Texas is an emerging market. Also offer incentives. They do give incentives and also give tax benefits, tax leverages to encourage development, most especially for the developers that would want to establish relationship with local municipal. For example, certain cities may provide tax abatements or subsidies for developers who will build affordable housing or invest in certain parts of the city. Talk about incentives that also encourages giving back to the community. That's what local municipal would also encourage when it comes to the aspect of apartment development. Now, understanding these local regulations and incentive can give you an edge as an investor. Many Texas cities are actively trying to kind of like, prep up their growth in specific neighborhoods, specific area, which could be a golden opportunity for you to invest in a location before it becomes too expensive to buy into. So you want to be abreast of what are the incentives. You want to speak with the local municipal. You go to the city council and speak with the town manager. Those are the people you want to speak to. Then also let's talk about what's happening in Houston as an example. An area undergoing revitalization. There are areas undergoing revitalizations right now, and you may find incentives that allows you to build or even renovate properties with less cost than you would normally incur in a more established part of the city. And this can make your investment much more profitable in maybe in the short run or in the long run, whatever the case may be. And this would obviously give you some takeaways like cost. Government incentive can significantly reduce development cost. Always investigate local incentives when considering an investment in a new market in the Texas area. Make sure you're abreast of what's really going on in the local laws out there. Then also, to navigating these regulatory laws also too requires a few skill set. With all the regulations and laws in place, how do you navigate this particular way of doing things? The first step is to work closely with your local experts, such as the zoning attorney, urban planners, and also real estate consultants who are familiar with the intricacies of the areas that you've chosen to invest in. You must make sure you find zoning attorneys in that area also to know what's really going on. For example, if you want to build a high-rise apartment in a neighborhood that's not zoned for that particular building that you've planned out to do, you'll need to apply for a zoning variance. In other words, you have to apply for a variance that will change the zoning for that particular place. This process could take time and will require approval from the city council when they meet. But it's a common part of development actually in many cities in Texas actually. In addition, some cities have development plans that outlines future growth area, upcoming infrastructure projects actually that's already mapped out. These plans can help you identify where development is encouraged and where regulatory orders might be more manageable. So I would get into the thick of things and make sure you have boots on ground, or you visit the council and make sure you know what's going on. What are the key takeaways? Just work with your local expert to navigate the regulatory environment. That's pretty much what it is. It's all about relationship actually. You get to know the local council, the city manager, you know, the stakeholders that make the laws in the city, and pay attention to future development plans and infrastructure, also to investments to guide your investment decision. That's about it when it comes to zoning laws. Zoning laws and regulation may seem a little bit daunting at first, but they don't have to be an obstacle if you really want to approach them strategically actually, by working with your local experts, understanding government incentives, and also keeping an eye on future growth areas. You can obviously maximize your investment in the Texas emerging apartment market. So that's it for zoning and taking advantage of incentives from your local municipal here in the state of Texas. Thank you for tuning in today. Like I said, a wonderful episode that really we just took bites and tidbits of zoning when it comes to maximizing the emerging market in Texas. You should stay informed, just like we always say here in Commercial Property Club. Stay ahead of the curve and make sure also to you stay tuned to Commercial Property Club podcast, where we discuss in depth trends in apartment investing. I hope you find today's episode helpful. Like I always say, if you have any question, send me an email, ola.i@commercialpropertyclub.net, or hook up with me on our social media platform, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube for more resources. Don't forget to subscribe, also to rate and share this podcast with somebody out there that is trying to invest in the apartment sector. Until next time, I will see you. This is Ola Ibiwoye of Commercial Property Club podcast. Thank you.